Hi there, welcome back. So today is a review of the impressive Nog Blinder 1300 which I've just purchased. So firstly, there was nothing wrong with the Bontrager Iron Pro RT which I was using. However, on a ride out recently, when I looked down at my bars, it had gone. So it was attached to the bracket's come off somewhere off-road. I backtracked, couldn't find it. So hence the reason why I had to purchase another light. So my first thought was just to replace it with exactly the same as what I was using, because it was absolutely perfect light. Had it 4 years, didn't miss a beat, really good quality. Even went to the point of putting it in the inbox, and then just before I purchased I thought, what else is around out of interest? And so I came across the Nog Blinder 1300. So why the Nog Blinder? Well, it had a similar spec to the Bontrager, and it had another really cool feature which I like, which was the undermount. So when connected to a Garmin Flange Mount, you can mount it directly underneath your Garmin, so it sits centrally on your bike, independent of your handlebars, which is a really cool feature. So of course there are lights to see with and lights to be seen. So this provides both functions, much like the Bontrager, ideal for daylight use, and this is running on the 420 lumens pulse at the moment, and at the top end it's a 1300 lumen constant light. So the Nog Blinder is IP67 rated and USB-C charging. Doesn't come with a charging lead, but most people will have a USB-C cable lying around from other devices, or you just have to purchase one. So the price at point of purchase, really good deal. So most of the places, this originally retailed for £100, but it was down to around £80 at most outlets. However, I went online and found the place bikeparts.co.uk, and £65.95 indeed for this light, so a bit of a bargain. And so I put that in the links below, so if you wanted to go and through them, then you get yourself a bit of a deal there. First time I've ever used them, but definitely worth giving them a look out. So £65.95 for this light. It meant that it was something too good not to try out for sure. So you also get a bar mount as well, so if you haven't got a Garmin or a Garmin attachment, then you can just mount it to your handlebars. So you get two attachments. One is obviously the handlebar mount, and one is the undermount, which you can use with this flange connector from Garmin, and they're around about £6 to £10 online to purchase one of those. So I'll carry around on my circuit, and I'll find somewhere to run through all of the light settings so you can have a little look at those as well. So then, the Nog Blinder 1300 lumens max. So long press, turn on. That's the 1300 lumens and lasts for 1.5 hours. Push again, we get out 650 lumens for 3 hours. Last time, the low settings 230 lumens, and that will last for 8 hours. Long press, turn off. So the daylight settings or the strobe settings for the Nog Blinder, press and hold. First setting we've got is pulse, and that's 420 lumens for 8 hours. Push again, we go into strobe, 230 lumens for 16 hours. And then the last one is the eco mode, 150 lumens, and that will last for 12 hours. So along with the light, you get two mounts. So you get the undermount, which is here, and that connects to a Garmin Flange Mount adapter underneath your Garmin. So basically you can run the light right out of the centre of your bike, which makes it really cool and the best point for a light. And you get a bar mount as well if you haven't got a Garmin. So really cool, just mounts right underneath your Garmin. So there you have it, that is the Nog Blinder 1300. So should you get one, should you consider it, or should you replace what you currently have? Well look, at the end of the day, if my bone trainer hadn't fallen from the bike and been unretrievable, then I would still be using that, and I was certainly more than happy with it. It's a brilliant light. However, I found myself in the need to purchase another front light and decided to take a punt with this Nog Blinder. Aluminium construction, IP67 rating, and of course this centrally mounted position, which makes it super cool, sitting independent of the handlebars. So certainly give it some thought if you're in the lookout for a new compact front light. So take care, all the best out there, safe cycling, and remember them daylights at the end of the day. Be seen, be safe, take care, all the best now.